What's going on, everybody? It's your boy, That Guy Mile High, tuning back in for another one of them Karen joints. This one's 9 minutes of Karens going to prison. Just felt like it was just a nice little send-off to some of these Karen videos, because I'm sure some of them we might see, and hopefully we'll get some conclusions of what happened to some of these Karens after the fact. And if not, hopefully we just get to see some funny Karen shit and see him go to jail. I don't know. Anyways, before we do that, let's go ahead and give a big shout out to all the members. We got Jeffrey YouTube, Holler Girl, Taylor, Nine Heist, Funny Farm 420, Jordan Hardcore, Christy Poe, Holla Boy, Marla Hudgens, Marie Esquivel, I think I said it right, Diesel Fuel, Tammy Clips, Nick Fisher, Creatively Insane, Carrie Huffman, Ryan Parks, Nicole Massey, Aaron DiCarlo, Mama Dukes, Misty Summers, Lynn Willow, Driver Thoughts, Lynn, Amy Jane Doe, Liz, Nugget, My Hood Life, and Gary Willis. Goddamn, so many of y'all. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. If y'all want to join that Mile High Mafia, go ahead and hit that join button down below. You got 3 different options to choose from. You got the $2.99 option, you got the $4.99 option, and you got the $9.99 option. And then obviously there's the free $99 option, which is just hitting that subscribe button, hit that bell notification, help us hit 100K. Okay, we trying to hit 100K sometime soon. Please help us hit 100K. Anyways, let's go ahead and jump into this, man, and see what's going down with these Karens. I'm excited actually to see them go to jail.
Today,
get arrested.
we live in a
Some of
time
these
that
Karens
offers
be
quite the array of
belligerent.
Karens. We have entitled Karens, psycho Karens, speak to the manager Karens, get arrested Karens, and the list just goes on. Now, everyone loves justice, so in this video, we have quite the assortment of Karens who got arrested and charged
Holy
for their
shit.
wrongdoing. From bad to even worse, get ready for Karens before and after the fame. Carabelle, a Texas school board candidate, was kicked out of a store for not wearing a mask on April 7th, 2021. Everything went as expected for someone not wearing a mask until police showed up and her stupidity grew even further.
You did say I had to have an ID to be here.
No, we need that. You need to give
Didn't
us
you say?
identification.
Okay. This
Was the call taker able to get
We
a
both know.
last name? She's refusing to identify herself.
is my God-given right to be here
Oh,
on this
is it?
planet, and you cannot tell me otherwise. Correct? You just lied to me.
I lied to you about what?
You said I had to have an ID to be here.
No, you
That's
gotta
not what I
identify
said.
yourself.
Oh.
When you're legally detained, you can play back on your video. When you're legally detained, you have a duty to identify yourself to a police officer.
Okay, so they're saying when I'm legally detained, which I was not. That's how many
She's
detained.
Wait. All she has to do is say you're being detained, and because of the fact that you're being detained, I need you to identify yourself. Just because she didn't put your ass in handcuffs because she was being nice at the moment doesn't mean shit. People, man. Okay,
We were
okay.
called here to...
Calm down, Jay.
After we
Calm
had-
down.
Okay, so they're
And I
saying
called
that...
you too.
Okay, so let
I
me...
called the police too.
Are
but
you
they're
going to let
only
me talk, or are you going to be the
employee
only
of
one talking?
Nordstrom Rack?
Because right now, as a call taker, I know you want to have them on there for your safety purposes.
Yes.
But right now, you and I need to be talking, not them.
Says who?
You need to continue having a conversation with me. So,
Okay.
you said that she shoved you.
She
You want to
did.
file assault charges. She's saying you shoved her, and she has witnesses. You have witnesses to say that she shoved you.
She has the manager?
No.
No. Okay.
There are other
Well,
employees that were
I
in the
would-
fitting room.
I would hope. Okay, other employees. Well, there's also another woman without a mask. Isn't that interesting? How she only
Okay.
picked me?
Well, I have nothing to
She
do
only
with that at
picked
all.
me, the white person, not the black person wearing a mask. Do you think it's a racist thing? I don't know.
We're not
It-
here to talk about race.
Well, you know what? It's
Bruh.
actually it's a racist thing when the black woman doesn't have a mask on, but she comes after the white woman. That's the only
Okay,
difference.
so
We're
that's
both
something where you would
women.
file a complaint with Nordstrom Rack.
Okay, but I also want to file a complaint with you for her assaulting me.
Okay,
by
and she
shoving
also
me.
wants to file assault charges
Okay,
against you.
okay. This happened at Nordstrom Rack.
Man, we need to stay
Sam,
on
you
here.
can't leave because right now you're still detained.
No, you can't. You are being detained.
Why am I being detained?
Because we
Please.
don't know who you are.
Okay,
Okay,
let
I'm
me.
being detained because they don't know who I am.
Okay?
Which
We were called
apparently
here.
is illegal.
We were called here for a situation, okay?
A situation where I was.
Which we're
We
investigating.
don't
So if
know.
you are
We're
a
investigating
victim,
it.
Okay, where's the investigator?
If
Are you
you're-
an investigator?
We
ma'am,
are officers who
Kara,
to figure out
Karabelle.
what's going on.
if you're a victim of assault, we need to know who you are.
Carabelle.
So-
How did you know my name was Carabelle?
Because I heard you say it. You said it on the phone when you called 911. That's how I
No,
know.
you just called and don't lie.
No.
You are lying to me. I just heard you call the police officer that I talked to and get my name. Now you're
It's not a
lying.
police officer on the phone.
Now
When
you're
you were
lying.
in the fitting room.
You
I
are
heard.
lying. Stop. This is the second time I caught you in a lie.
Okay. Replay your video. I'm not
Okay.
lying.
Okay. Okay. First of all, I don't have to identify myself.
Yes, you do.
Actually, I don't. It's called common law. You should read up on it. I do not.
Bro, I
Okay?
hate
So we
the
both
fucking
know that I don't. I am a woman of
people
God.
who...
Get the fuck out of here! This is my right as much as it is yours. This is my land as much as it is yours. I did not sign up for this. I am a Christian woman of God.
Oh, yeah?
And you are not going to put your disgusting rules on me that are false and not true. I will not have it. Do you understand that?
Bruh.
I will not have it. I'm sick of being bullied. I'm sick of being lied to, and it's not going to happen anymore. Do you understand? The CDC just released. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
After this clip went viral, Cara was then charged with a Class C misdemeanor, which is punishable of a fine up to $500. On top of this, she would then have racked up an additional $500 to $1,000 in fines for not wearing a mask. Now, after the usual detective work we do here, I uncovered this clip of the same Karen embarrassing herself yet again in front of a crowd at a
What?
school board meeting. I don't really know how to explain this one any further. All I can say is that it involves butt.
Bitch, you went viral once for some bullshit and you decided that you wasn't gonna just fall back and just be like, you know what, I'm gonna just do me over her and stay the fuck out of people's way. But you decided to double down on that bitch? Oh shit.
So here you
we
go.
gotta see this.
Take her out back, we boys figured, then hand on the... Put it in her coin box, put it in her cornhole, grab a hold of that braid, rub that calico. You can find that on page 39 of the book called Out of Darkness, which you can find at Hudson Bend Middle School and Bee Cave Middle School. All right, not gonna lie, I had to Google cornhole because I have the game in the back of my yard. But according to Wikipedia, cornhole is a sexualist slang vulgarism for anus. The term came into the use in the 1910s in the United States as verb form to cornhole, which came into use
I think
in the
I've seen
1930s.
this on fucking
Means to
Instagram.
have. I do not want my children to learn about in middle school. I have never had. I don't want to have. I don't want my kids have.
Oh my god.
I want you to start focusing on education and not public health.
Stone, you're on.
Speaking of
They
butt
shut
stuff,
her
the next
fucking
Karen's
mic
are
off
personal
like,
injury.
oh lord.
Yeah, weirdly,
She's a
I know.
fucking
Anyways, here we have
jackass
Karen
and a
and Ken,
half.
also known as Mark and Patricia
Karen and
Mikulski,
Ken.
or Thumbnail Karen. This Caucasian
I
couple
like Karen
live in
and
a nice
Kyle
big old
better.
house in St. Louis. The area they live in also happens to be one of the hotspots for BLM protests. On June 28th, 2020, George Floyd protests were happening and demonstrators were making their way to the mayor's house to demand her resignation after she gave out names and addresses of demonstrators demanding police reform Friday. On their way to the mayor's house was the Mikulski's house. As protesters made their way into the private neighborhood and passed through the Mikulski's residence, this is what they saw.
Holding a high-powered rifle and wielding a pistol, in these now viral images, Mark and Patricia Mikulski looked ready for a gunfight as a protest moved through their mansion-lined St. Louis neighborhood.
The incident gained national news coverage and sparked controversy. Mark Mikulski came forward and had this to say about the situation.
Because you will tell your own story rather than having it told for you by ideologues. Describe for us, if you would, why you believed you and your wife were threatened by these 300 people in your yard.
Well, Tucker, you gotta understand, my house sits right on the edge of a road called Kings Highway, and our private place is Portland Place, where my wife and I were preparing to have dinner, maybe 70 feet from the gate. By the time we looked up and we saw the marchers coming down Kings Highway and getting loud, we looked over at the gate, and there's no police there. Our private security wasn't there. Nobody's there. And I look over at my wife, and I see all these people outside the gate, and then the gate bursts open. People start coming in, and then a flood of people start coming in. They're angry. They're screaming. They've got spittle coming out of their mouth. They're coming towards the house.
This entire situation is a perfect example of how the media will twist just about any story and create their own narrative that will bring in the...
After hearing that part, all right, you know, but still, I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, people have a right to defend their property and shit. The whole fact that they were sitting there pointing it, like the wife was sitting there, you know, doing her thing, that was a little excessive, but, you know, it is what it is.
Look like absolute Karens, but after analyzing the facts and hearing the story from both sides, it makes you wonder, who's really in the wrong here? Let us know in the comments down below what you think.
I mean,
now both
it's
Mark
one of those
and Patricia Mikulski.
That was one of those like situations where like you could relate and you understand both sides or whatever. Like, you know, That's why I don't think it was like
charged with unlawful use of a
overblown
weapon,
as
which
far
can
as, like,
carry a
how
sentence of up
they
to 4
reacted,
years in
'cause
prison and a fine of up to
you can understand both
$10,000. However,
sides.
Patricia was handed a fine of $750, while Mark received a fine of $2,000. The two
Yeah,
had
'cause
great
the
attorney to help
calibers
them
were-
in court when they came close to being convicted, but were let off with a fine. Then better news came for the McCloskeys in July of 2021 when the couple was pardoned by Governor Mike Parson. Mr. Parson's decision, announced in a news release late July, came more than a month after the couple, Patricia and Mark McCloskey, pleaded guilty to their misdemeanor charges over the confrontation. Next up, we have a crazy confrontation between a Karen and the most respected person.
Like, it was like, I think we can all agree, like, okay, the fine was cool. We could all live with the fine. But then to turn around and pardon these niggas? For what?
A courtroom. Melissa Hartwick was sentenced to a court hearing after her husband filed a domestic violence order against her back in 2011. This incident started when the judge asked Hartwick's husband to explain the situation. Melissa then interrupted, and when the judge told her to stop talking, she continued to talk and was held in contempt of court and sentenced her to 10 days in jail. That's when this happened.
Any different, you will serve 10 days for contempt of court. You go now.
Wayne County Court Security Officer Adam Dodson had only witnessed
She's
in
an
training
idiot. We've seen that
videos.
shit.
I've worked there for 3.5 years, and this is the first time anything that serious has happened.
Court security
I've seen this
officer
one
Adam
before.
Dodson got in between Hartwick and the judge and tackled Hartwick to the ground. Hartwick was then given 120 days in jail for contempt of court after the incident.
dumb
She'll also
bitch.
now have to go before a judge facing charges of third-degree threatening, intimidating a participant in the legal process, and resisting arrest. Over 10 years later now, let's hope Melissa Hartwick's jail time made her realize that the 7-letter name is better than the one with 5.
Right, fact. She's dumb. That that's all I can say is all them Karens got what they deserve. You know what I'm saying? Shit. When you act wild, you gotta face the consequences. You know what I'm saying? Shit. That's all it is to it. Y'all let me know what y'all thought about that down in the comments below, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.